In the gospel reading for the 26th Sunday in Ordinary Time, we have a kind of an interesting story that it's kind of hard to understand if you're not really thinking about it in the right way. So, Jesus poses, the question about the two sons, which one did the Father's will. One son says, I'm not going to go do the work that you asked me to, but then eventually goes and does it. The second son says, oh, I'll go, Dad, and then doesn't go. And what Jesus is really doing is setting up a contrast between those who come to conversion and those who are obstinate in their ways. So, Jesus says to the Pharisees, those who answer the question that the second son did the will of their father, he says the tax collectors and prostitutes are getting into heaven before you are, because the Pharisees are that group of people that says, yes, Lord, I'm right here with you, and then doesn't do what God asks of them. And yet, those who come to deeper conversion, you live your life for the world, you're kind of telling God, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to live my life for you. But then, maybe dissatisfaction with the world or whatever it is that, breaks into their hearts, causes them to say, no, yeah, God's got my back, and I'm going to step out into that space of serving Him. So, that's what those two sons really mean, is about, one coming to conversion and ultimately living their life for the Lord, and the other, falsely stating, yes, I'm all in for God, and then not living their life for Him. And maybe at different times in our lives we're one son or the other. Maybe at different times in our lives we have been both of them at different times. But we really don't want to be the one that says, yes, I do it, and don't do it. That's not where we want to be. We need to be authentically ourselves, and we need to be authentically for the Lord. And maybe to a certain extent, there are times where we say yes and our will follows. We say we're going to do it, and we're just lagging behind a little bit, and we're moving, but there has to be movement. Ultimately, we would like to be in the place of the first son in the end, right? Where we've come to a place where we say yes to God's will at all times, right? But ultimately, when we open our hearts to God, when we recognize our dissatisfaction with the things of the world, we know that there's got to be something more, and that something more is in the life that God invites us to, and living our lives for God and doing His will. So let's not be like the ones who give lip service to God, saying, yes, I am all here for you, and I want you as a part of my whole life, and then we don't do anything about it. Let's be more like those who continually come to a deeper faith in the Lord, leaving the world behind and ultimately desiring to live our lives for Him.